quickly. Right, so my name is 𝐂𝐎𝐍𝐍𝐄𝐂𝐓, and like I said, we're continuing today with our queries on joins. We did the first 4 last week. We continue with the last 2, then we shall quickly jump into string handling, which is a very important part of the data analyst's tool set. Right, so I gave some tables for us to load. I believe we've all loaded cross 1 and cross 2.
Yes.
Okay, so let's me see. What did I call it? Cross 1, cross 2. Okay.
Recording in progress.
Why did you stop the recording?
No, I didn't stop it.
Okay. So let's quickly continue with that. And then once we're done, let's see what we have under cross 1 and cross 2. And let's see how we can. First of all, I don't know where you loaded them to, but I believe you loaded them onto employee details.
Yes.
See, let me see where I have it in 2 places actually, so I'll just take it from here. Employee details. So let's say we select all from cross 1. Let's see what we have there. You would have noticed before if you opened up the data set when it was in CSV format, you will notice that this is exactly what you would have gotten. This is exactly what you would have gotten there. And let's see what we have in cross 2. This is what we have in cross 2. Right, now if we want to make this a little bit, let's give them aliases, okay? Let's give them aliases. So let's call this, what should we call it? Anything. Anything. Somebody should give us something. Let's call it let's call this anything. Just anything, just to give the columns headers. Okay, so we want to do a cross join here. Now the cross join is not much different from what we have already done, except that the output, because it's a cross join, and I described what you would get the last time we spoke about this. You would get each data set within the first table matching up to each data set within the second table. So here you would see that we have 3 rows of data, and here too we have 3 rows of data. So at the end of it all, you would see that we will be having how many rows of data? 9 rows of data. Which is why the cross join is not a common type of join. It's not something that is done often except for specific purposes. Except for when you want to do something within the it's usually called a Cartesian. It usually produces what is called a Cartesian product of data. And
Excuse me,
this is,
Godwin.
yep.
I queried my cross one. It's not executing. It's telling me
So maybe you didn't load it well.
invalid. I did. It's there. Is it not there?
So why is it not? Why should it not load?
It's under cross one. If I open it, shows me columns, keys, cost strength, triggers.
Okay.
I have cross two
Share
as
your
well.
screen. Let's see. Let me stop sharing. Share your screen. Let's see. Open up your.
It's
What do you think?
open.
Okay, so what do you think is wrong?
I don't know.
Look carefully. Look critically. In the first place, you see that your cross one is underlined. That should tell you something straight away.
Yeah,
So
I've
what do you
looked
think
at
is,
it.
and it says invalid data object.
Yes,
But is it an invalid data object?
it's not. I don't know why it's underlined.
Where are you calling this from?
Yeah, and your master.
My master. Oh God.
Yeah.
I tried to open that place. It was not opening. That's why. Okay. Let me.
You see, yes. So straight away you
Yeah.
put the correct database, and then you see that yes, you have
Yeah.
it corrected.
Okay. Sorry. I
Yeah.
tried to change that, but it was blank. I don't know why it wasn't responding. It's okay.
Okay, cool.
Thank you.
No problem. So let me share my screen again. Let me share my screen again. So if we do a cross join here, what we're going to have is a Cartesian product of every row in first table matching onto every row in the second table, giving us 9 rows of data. So if you have 100 rows in one table, each element in that data set, each row would match onto each other row in any other table. So if you have 100 in one table and another 100 in another table, you're looking at 10,000 rows of data, which is quite huge. So if you have a million matching onto even 10, you're having 10 million rows. And if you have a million matching onto a million, that's a billion rows of data. Is it a billion or more than a billion? 1 million times 1 million is what? Is it a billion? Am I right? A million times a million is 12 zeros, isn't it? So what will we call that?
Put more, a sign of money by the side, then we'll be able to calculate it.
So you get my drift, right? You get my drift. So that is the that is what it is. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me remove these first. Cross join. Cross join, which you already know. So we are cross joining cross one with cross two. Okay. We are cross joining cross one with cross two. And let's see what we would have. So we have 9 rows of data. 9 rows of data. So basically, this is what the cross join is all about. You wouldn't be using it much, as a data analyst. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't. I don't think you would ever use it as a data. But if you go into other fields like maths or architecture or something, you might use it. It depends on what data set you are working with. Yeah, you wouldn't be using it much. So this is the 5th. I think we did 4 last week, so this is 5. And let's look at the 6th, which is very important actually for a data analyst. The self-join. Self-join. What is a self-join? I gave you a data set. I'm sure you've loaded it. I sent a data set. Was it today? Was it today that I sent it? I'm not sure. I think it was today. It was earlier today. Yep, I sent this management team. That's what we will be using. Let me see if I've loaded it into my SSMS. Let me see if I have loaded it. Yep, I have loaded it. I also just loaded it today. So let's see how we can do this. First of all, before we go into this, I need to let you know that there is actually nothing, there is no word in SQL that is self. Unlike when we have a left join, we use the word left. We have a right join, we use the word right. We have inner join, we use inner. There is no self in SQL. Now, the only reason why it is called a self join, it is the way the operation is carried out. Now, what happens in a self join is that a table is joined onto itself. One table is joined onto itself. So it's like taking a table and assuming that that same table replicates itself and you join the different replicas. That is the way the self-join works. Now, what is the significance of the self-join? The self-join is used primarily to determine levels within a data set. So let me bring, when I say levels, let me bring this back home a little bit. We are all aware of organizational charts. In an organization, for example, that's the best example I can use to make it easy for us to understand. In an organization, we have different levels. We have the employees, we have their managers, we have the managers, and we have their directors, and we may have the CEO who has no boss. So you may go into an organization and they may not have a properly defined organizational chart, but they want you to come up with something. And you can use SQL to derive something or to work out something for the organization. Okay, so I came up with this data set. Let me see if I can bring it up. I'm not sure if I have it. Employee. So this is just a data set, a fictive data set. I just use some actors, some Nigerian actors, to create these data sets so that we can use to see how we can use this, and then we would use we would see how we can use it in our queries. So yeah, I believe most of us are aware of who these people are. We know most of them, if not all of them. Right. Well, so let's see how we can use this in SQL. So first of all, let's select everything that we have within that management team. Select all from management team and let's see what it gives us. It gives us this. Right. So how do we do a self join? Like I said, there is no word self within this join. It is the way the operation occurs that gives it its name. And how does the operation occur? It is a table joining onto itself. And it is done using a left join.
Godwin, sorry,
Yes.
mine is not coming again. And I uploaded it, it's there. You know, the employee details is too in mine.
Okay.
I saved in the
Let me
first
stop
one.
sharing. Share your screen again. Let's see. Open it up.
It's here. Company management. I don't know why when I execute it, it doesn't come up.
What could be wrong with your invalid object from management team? Management underscore team. Why it is changed now?
Yeah, you know, why do I have two employee details? So I had to go up here now to click on the first one, which is where the data is. I think that's why I responded.
Oh, let me see. Let me see. What do you hold it? Hold it.
I have two employee detail there, you see.
Hold it. Wait. Close the. Where is the first one?
This is the first one here.
You can have two tables with the same name.
I don't know.
So you have created the problem. Actually, you need to delete one of the.
I've been wanting to change the name, leave one as employee and leave one as employee detail, but it's refusing. Each time I change it doesn't respond.
So you have two databases with the same
name. Yeah.
No, it's not possible. You can't do that.
Yeah. Like I created this one first.
If you go back to the rules that we laid out right from the beginning, we mentioned this. You can't have two tables with the same name within the same database.
Yeah, I've tried several times, to rename it, but it doesn't respond.
Why not drop it and then you know how to use the drop, right?
No, I don't. What do you mean by drop?
Okay, so which one do you want to drop? Which one do you want to delete?
I need to, let me see. This name I'm changing is slowing. I need to open it to see what's in it. So it's not changing. So let me open this one. This one has got all these tables, cross employee, marital status.
What of the other one?
This one has got, it's got the cross as well, management team.
Okay, streamline your table. Move whatever table you need to delete one of the tables. That's the long and short of it all.
Yeah.
Now, whatever table you need to delete, go through, use, I won't say delete it now. Use this evening and maybe a day or two. Go through these two tables, see which
Yeah, I think move everything in one and then delete
yeah,
one.
and then delete one.
Okay.
You know how to get rid of a table
How
completely.
do I delete it? The same right click, yeah?
No. Who can tell us how to get rid of a table completely? What query do we use? Something I said never use unless you have management approval. That is if you're working, whilst you're studying, you can use it. You can use it to practice. But if you are working, don't do it.
I remember it.
What is it?
Is it remove
No.
or discard?
No.
Drop.
Drop.
Drop, yeah.
So drop table and then table name.
Okay, I'll write
So
it here as a
drop
query.
table and table name. The table name you must write exactly as you have whichever table you decide to drop, write it exactly as it is written in the database.
Okay.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
drop that particular table.
So I'll just do drop, no select anything.
Okay, write it now. Let's go down. Click, and go down. Yeah, drop table. And then the table name. So
Any
assuming
underscore?
it is employee details with no underscore.
Okay.
Space.
I haven't moved things.
Yeah,
So this is the one I might
select
be
one of these two,
deleting.
whichever
Yeah.
one it is that you want to drop.
Okay.
Yeah, and then once you've done that, you just execute.
Okay.
And then refresh, or maybe you will have to close if you refresh, it doesn't go off completely, you may have to
Close and
restart your SSMS and it will go off. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Thank you.
So let me go back to sharing.
Oh, face me again.
Yeah, so where were we? We wanted to do the self join, right? And I said for the self join, we actually use a left join. Now we would see here, we want to join this table onto itself, right? We see two common. So basically, if assuming we replicate this table side by side, what are the commonalities you think we would see? What are the commonalities we would see? Come on, this shouldn't be difficult. Everything is common. It's the same table, isn't it? So everything is common. So we can decide to choose any two of these to join on. Left join. Management team. Okay, so the way we need to look at it now is this. We're going to join a table onto itself, but we need to be able to slightly differentiate these tables. How do we do that? And what do I mean by slightly differentiate these tables? Let us think of one of the tables as a table of employees. And let's give it the alias emp. And let us take the second table, assuming I have this table, assuming I copy this table and I paste it here. I can't paste it as it is. And I paste it here. And I paste it here in this space. It will be the exact same thing, right? But assuming that I decide to call one table of employees, because really and truly, if this is an organization, they are all employees. Now, assuming this is a table of just managers, that's why I call it management team. Whilst they are employees, they are also managers. Right? So, how do we join? We consider one of them as employees, one table as a table of employees, and the second table, which is actually the same table, as a table of what? Managers. And let's call this man. So we are going to join on what? What do we join on? We join employee, the employee table. What is the commonality? Either the manager person ID or the person ID. Forget about the full name. And this should be equal to the manager dot person ID. Let us now do this. Now look at this, look at what we have here carefully. You will see that something has started emerging. Something has started emerging. You may not see it clearly yet, but in the first instance, okay, let me do this. Let me just run this first. Let me just run this first. Okay, so look at this carefully. This is what we have. And now we are going to have that. Okay. Straight away, you would start seeing something. You would see that Frederick Leonard is paired with Rita Dominic. Joke Silva, same. Omoni Oboli, same. Omotola Kehinde, same. Then Rita Dominic is paired with Pete Edochie. Ramsey Noah with Genevieve. Richard Mofedamijo with Genevieve. Mercy Johnson with Genevieve. Again, Genevieve with Pete Edochie, and Pete Edochie has no boss. So if I were at this stage to ask you, who is the overall boss? Who do you think is the overall boss? Who do you think is the overall boss? Okay, we don't know that yet. Let's not guess. Let's not guess anything yet. Let's not guess anything yet. Okay? So let's see. Let's assume that instead of selecting everything, we don't select everything. We just decide to give a little bit of a restriction. And we just select to make it a little bit more compact. We select the employee's person ID, employee.person ID. We select employee's full name. Employee.full name as employee's name. We select the manager's full name. As manager's name. From the management team. And now let's see if this would make a little bit of sense. We are restricting the columns we produce now. So does this make a little bit more sense? It's the same query as the last one. So basically this query here and what we have just written are one and the same thing, except that we have restricted the output in this particular instance, and we have given better column names to make it more meaningful. So here we see clearly that the employee who is also a manager, Frederick Leonard, has got a manager called Rita Dominic. Joke Silva has a manager called Rita Dominic. Omotola Ekeyinde has a manager called Rita Dominic. Rita Dominic has a manager called Peter Dochi. Richard Moffett Damijo has a manager called Genevieve Naji. Genevieve has a manager called Pete Edochi, and Pete Edochi has no manager. Or we don't know who Pete Edochi's manager is. Because of course he's the boss. So he probably only answers to the board. Right, now let us again fine-tune this such that we clearly know what Pete Edochi's position is in the organization. Let's fine-tune this a little bit more. Let us consider another position called CEO. CEO, the full name as CEO. Right. So having written this now, what we need to do is to declare another join. Is to join this here, all of this here, onto the table again itself using a left join where the CEO is now declared. Let's copy everything, paste and change. It saves me time from writing. Management team CEO. On manage okay, let me remove all of this. Should be equal to the CEO dot person ID. And now just want to declare who the CEO is. So the first left join is what gives us this. Now this other left join is joining the table again onto itself, but at the same time drawing out the CEO or the boss of the whole organization. And let's run this query and see what we have. So now we see exactly I'm not so happy with this. Okay. Manager, CEO. Even as the same thing. I don't know. I'm not sure. Even as the same thing. Same thing. I was expecting I was expecting Peter Doci to be all over this place. It's not a wrong query, but I don't know why that output has come out. Okay. All right, so essentially the CEO is the one who has no boss. So maybe we should have just stopped here. I think we should have just stopped here. Okay, I'll look into this again, and then maybe if there is a correction, I would make. But I expected only Peter Doci to be here in this column. Okay. Leave this with me. I would revisit this, and if there is an error, I will let you know. Otherwise, maybe we should have just stopped here. Okay. Now, so that brings us to an end of joins. And this is all you need to know about joins. That's all you need to know about joins. String handling. String handling. What is a string? First of all, let's see who knows what a string is. We come across this word every time, but what is it? And why do we need to know how to handle strings? Yep. Any who knows who can help us?
String is like text or characters.
Pardon? Is what?
Text or characters.
Test of, test of characters.
Just test.
Test. T-E-S-T.
Yeah.
How? Why? I don't understand. I don't understand that.
I was thinking like string variables.
Okay, string variables. Well, strings. You have an idea, but you are not just putting it right. So strings are just a data type where we have either letters or alphanumeric characters, where you have a mix of alphabets and numbers. All are strings. How do we handle these things? That is what we're going to look at. And for a data analyst, this is quite important. If you haven't even started it already, you would have started doing data cleansing in Power BI. So can data be cleaned in SQL? Yes, it can. You can clean data also using SQL. Assuming you didn't have a Power BI tool at work and all you had was SQL, how will you clean your data? That is what we are going to look at. And these are the words, the key words for data cleaning in SQL. Remember when you're doing this, have you done this in Power BI at all? Data clean. Have you started cleaning data in Power BI? Yes, no.
Are you sure your students are not in the kitchen? Oh, sorry.
I'm thinking so. I'm only giving them time because I've been typing. Right, so let's look at the first one. Yes, I asked a question. Have you started this in Power? Have you started data cleaning in Power BI?
Yes.
Have
Yes,
you
we
started
have.
using a Power Query? Have you started using the Power Query within the Power BI tool?
Yes.
Power Query tool within Power BI. You've started. So you've started doing data cleansing. Okay. Which is fine. That makes my work a lot easier. So you know that when you have a data set, you want to make sure that your data is clean. It has no unwanted characters. Because if you have unwanted characters within your data set, it would affect your output. It will affect whatever output you have. So you want to take away all unwanted data items. You want to take away characters that are not necessary, that are not needed. I posted, let me open what I posted today. If you can open that data set. If you can open this data set, which I opened today, which I posted today, you would notice quite a few things within the data set. It's a small data set, but it's enough for the purpose of this lesson. You don't need a million rows to do the study. Okay. Look at this data set carefully. And tell me if you notice any things you don't think should be, any unwanted things. Any unwanted characters. Yes, any unwanted characters. Let's start from this column. Is there anything here unwanted?
Yeah,
What is it?
we could see that England, let's say for example, first row, England and Northwest, I think they have to be separated. So by
Beautiful.
slash.
England and Northwest have to be separated. That's one of the first things. Separate. Okay, so England and Northwest. Let's call England England, France, USA. Those are the countries, right? And Northwest, Paris, Los Angeles are what? The cities, right? Let's call this separate country from where do we separate it from? Separate country from city. Separate country from city. And you would notice, you would recall that sometimes when you are doing your data, you're working with data, you need to split, or you need to separate the first name from the surname, or you need to split the names. You want to put first name in one column, surname in another column, so as to be able to manipulate these things properly. So this is a classical example. But this has even gone further. It has put them together. And you would see that there is something in between the country and the city. Who knows what that is called?
Delimiter?
It is a delimiter, but what is it called?
Slash.
It's not a slash.
A I've forgotten the name.
That's a pipe. That's a pipe. So delete pipes in this. Okay, so let me just to generalize, I'll say remove delimiters, right? I won't call it pipe. Remove delimiters. And you would also see that there is a dot. You don't want that dot. It would affect your output. So remove dots. I think we're done with the first column. Let's look at the second column. Is there anything we would need to get rid of in the second column?
No.
I don't think so. What about the third column? Look carefully.
Okay. I think for the third column, like the Phil Smith.
Who is it only one person we have in the class? Okay, go on. Who is speaking? I can't see you. I can't see your name because I'm sharing.
Okay, it's Grace.
Grace. Okay. Yeah, go on, Grace.
For the Phil Smith, I think there's a space before it.
Beautiful. There's a space before Phil Smith.
Yeah.
There's a space before Lee. There's a space before Sheila. So remove unwanted spaces. Space. Remove unwanted spaces. Okay, but okay, so unwanted spaces before, right? Are there unwanted spaces after? It is difficult to see if there are unwanted spaces after. But let's click into one of them. For example, the first one. Compare where the cursor is now. And let's click into another one. Compare where the cursor is now. Do you think there's a space after John?
Yes.
Yes, there is a space after John. Look at where the cursor is blinking and look at where the cursor is blinking here. That
What?
tells you clearly that there is a space after John. Let's see if there's a space after this one. No, there's no space here. There's no space here. There's no space here. No space. There's, in fact, this has multiple spaces.
Please, I have a question.
Yes, go on.
So how does it now affect our output? The space at the end.
At the end.
Yes.
Yes, that you don't see it doesn't mean internally the computer does not see it. You understand? Internally, the computer sees that space and accounts for it. And so if you are doing a visual, that space there can affect the output of your visual. So you remove unwanted spaces both in front and behind characters. There is also something. If you look carefully, you would see also that we have this character in here. If you are doing an official presentation, is that how you would represent people's names? You see that? You can't do this. And you will see that even there is also a dot after that. So all of these are things that you need to get rid of. So there are 5 main things that we will need to do here. In fact, more than 5, but grouped as 5. So we will need to remove spaces before, spaces after. We will need to remove this here, this character, and we will need to remove this dot. And you would also see that there are dots also. There's a dot here. There's a dot at the end here. We don't need that dot. Because that is, if you have a million rows of data and you have dots, all of that affects your output. Within a data set, that the dot is not required. So let us see how we can go ahead to remove these things. Um, there is something else. There is something else. There's something else. I think it didn't come up in the table I gave you. That didn't come up in the table I gave you. Let me see. Let me see. What did we call that table? What did we? Company locations. Company locations. Have I loaded it? I haven't loaded it here. Not to worry, I think I have it somewhere else. I think I have it somewhere else. Yeah, I have it here. It's the same table, but I've loaded it into this database differently. Okay, so let me change my database to that one. You don't have that database, so not to worry, it's the same table I'm going to use, okay? Okay, let's see. So this is what we have. I'm looking for something else. I'm looking for something else. Okay. Employee number. It's missing something that I need for my substring. The table is missing something that I need for my substring. I don't remember where that table is. Okay. I'm going to do this differently. It's not the ideal, this is not ideal for the substring part. It is okay for other parts, but it's not ideal for the substring part that I want to do. But we can still use it, notwithstanding. Right, so now let's see. What's substring? I'll send you the correct table later on. I'll find it and send to you. Substring. We know that a string is a mix of either whole alphabets or alphanumeric. Would all give us a string. So if we say substring, what is that supposed to mean? If we say substring, what is that supposed to mean? Sub. The word sub should give you an idea of what it is. The word sub should give you an idea of what it is. What does it mean? A subsidiary, a part of a string. A part of a string, right? So let's take this for example. Let's take this for example. Let's take this company string for example. Assuming we are looking for just the first character in each of these. Assuming we are looking for just the first character. What query would we write? That is where we use the substring. Okay? We're looking for just a part of the string. We're looking for just a part of it, not everything. So what do we do? Substring Where do we want to get the substring from? From company string. Company string. Which part of the company string are we looking for? We are looking for the very first. And how many of it are we looking for? Let's say just one. We are looking for just the first character in the company string, okay? When I send you the correct table, you can use it to get the necessary queries. So this is the output of that part of company string. It has taken out just the first characters. Now, assuming we're looking for the first two characters, how do we write this? Assuming we're looking for the first two characters, then we declare here that we want 2. Let me just put part 2 or parts 2. And let's see what that gives us. That gives us 2 parts of the company string. Okay? And assuming we are looking for 8 characters, say 8. Then we started from the first and we declare it here as we're looking for the first 8. And that gives us 8 characters. Is that okay? Now, assuming we want to start from the second character, we don't want to start from the first character. We want to start from the second character. Then what do we do? Our declaration would be from here. Right? We want to start from the second character, and let's say we want 5. Let's call this as XYZ. And that gives us that. Okay? So what I was actually looking for, the table that I had in mind, I don't know why I sent you this table. I have that table, but I don't know where it is. I don't remember now where it is. We would have been running this on the, let's say, employee number. the employee number or ID, which is made up of alphanumeric characters. So we would have separated the alphabetical part from the numeric part. So when I send you the table later on, see if you can do that using these same kind of queries, okay? Now the second type, so this is getting substring, okay? Substring here, substring. The second thing that we want to find is the length. The length denoted as len. The length of a character or of the length of characters. Now, why is this important? But this is a very, very important part of data cleansing, because if you want to clean data, you need to know, for example, when it comes to getting rid of this pipe, where is that data set? Did I close it? I think I did. Comes to getting rid of, where is that data set? Company locations. So when it comes to getting rid of these pipes, we need to know the length of characters that we are dealing with. So this part is very important. You need to know the length of the characters you are dealing with. Now, it's not just a matter of knowing the length. So assuming you have a word that is made up of 20 characters, will you be counting these characters one by one? No, that is not the idea. The idea is for you to be able to know how to write a query that finds the length and makes it dynamic. So you have a dynamic length, so that if the length is 2, it only calculates 2. If the length is 50, it calculates 50. That is the essence of this. So how do we use this? Okay, for example, let's again use, this is the most reasonable thing here that we can use actually. Not the ideal thing that I would love to use, but under the circumstance, it is the most reasonable. If perchance I come across it, let me see. What about data adventure works? Would it be under adventure works? I don't think so. It's not all the no, it's not. Okay. So let's see, select. Let's say company string again. Where is the company locations? Which data sets, which database is it in? Company locations. company locations. Okay, let me see if it's in this one. Company locations. Have I put it here? Management employees. No, it's not here either. It's not here. I've not loaded it here yet. So let me bring it out from where I got it. Company locations. Okay, so it's under the training database. So I need to change this to training. Select all from or rather select company string. Select company string. Company string. Company string. From locations. Select company string from company locations, which we have already done. But let's see how we can use this. This is what we have. We want to see the length of characters in company string. We want to see the length of characters in company string. So how do we write that? Len? Len? Company string. Length of company string. As length of character. Length of character. So we just want to see the length of each of these here, okay? So this gives us the length of each character within company string. Okay? And actually, I think I can use a similar query in AdventureWorks. Let me change this to AdventureWorks. Let's see, select all from dim employee. And if we look at okay, let's do this one. This would be a very, very good thing for us to do. Let's look at this. Yeah, this would be a very, very good one for us to use. Even as substring. Even as substring, we can use this one as substring. Let's first of all let me do the substring on this. Let me do the substring on this. So substring. I want to use login ID. If you look at the login ID carefully, it is made up of parts. Can you see the parts? That's the kind of data I was looking for under company locations, which I have anyway, and which I'll send to you later on. But this is a very good example. This is also another good example. We can use this one too. So like I said, substring is just to get a part of the whole string. A part of the whole string. So look at this carefully. You will see that there's something common to all. Assuming I don't want that common thing, I just want the other part of it. Right. So this is supposed to be login details, right? Assuming I want to send this out as to people to a number of people, and I don't want any outsider to know, I can just send this in parts, and it's only those who receive it that would know that they have to add adventure to get their login details. So assuming I'm looking for example 1, 2, how many characters are this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Adventure is 9 characters, right? So I'm looking for a substring under login details and under login ID. Login ID. And I want to start from the first character. How many characters do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Up to the 9th character. Parts login. Who can tell me what is wrong here? We've done this several times. What is wrong with this query? Just something small? Are we still here? Is everybody still here?
Yes.
Okay, what is wrong with this query? We have some things underlined. We should be able to troubleshoot. Who knows what is wrong? Did you see what I just did?
No.
What is wrong with the query? Select. Okay, I'm just selecting, let's just select login ID, okay? Select login ID. Nobody knows what is wrong. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Did you see what I just did?
Yeah.
Okay, what was wrong?
The comma.
Just the comma. So why is that necessary? So this is one part of the query. This is a subset of that, so it needs to be separated by a comma. Okay?
So if we had written it in one line, we don't need the comma.
Even in one line, I will still need to separate it by comma.
So why? What does the comma do?
It separates this from that. So if I didn't write the comma, it's still underlined. Do you see that?
Um, is it just okay? That's fine.
Yeah, go on. Ask your question.
Because I just wanted to ask, is it just in when you are using like the substring or
No,
it's
no, 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 no. I've done that all through, not just the substring. All through, you would see. I did it here.
okay?
I did it there. I've done that all through. I've done it here.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this here, you can put all of these on one line, but there has to be a comma separating them. All of these can be on one line. You get all of them can be on one line. But there has to be a comma separating them. And you know why these are underlined, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Why are they underlined?
because it's on AdventureWorks.
Yeah, because the database has changed to AdventureWorks. These
Yeah.
are from a different database.
Listen,
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes, go on.
Some substrings.
Yeah, go on. Ask your question.
So probably I missed when you spoke about like you had login, comma 1, comma 9. So what does the 1 stand for?
One for your starting point and how many characters you want.
Oh, okay. So that means I can have like my starting point should be 2. If
Yeah,
my starting point is 2, that means the
yeah,
starting point
exactly. You
is
can have your
4 characters,
starting point as 2. We've already done that. See this. See
right?
this.
Okay. Okay. All right. I missed that. Sorry.
So when we run this query, this is what we have. So you see, we've taken the adventure out of the login detail. We've taken the adventure. Okay. So
Please,
assuming we wanted the other part, what would we do? Assuming we wanted the other part, what would we do? Again, substring. The substring is coming from the login. Login ID. And where do we want to start from? We want just the other part now. So which character are we starting? Which character number are we starting from? What will be the character we'll be starting from?
11.
Why 11? We
Because,
want the remaining.
yeah, I think you want to start from works, right?
Why do I want to start from works? I want the remaining. I don't want to start from works. I want to start from the hyphen. So that will be from character 10 and up to any number of characters that there are. Let's say 30. If there are up to 30 characters, the last one doesn't really matter. And let's call this the unique part of the ID. See, this part of the ID is unique to each person. And let's run this and see what we would have. So we have split these up. We've split them up. Could we have started from the works? Yes, of course we could have, just like she suggested. Just like, and what character would we be starting from? 11. And that's is 11. Any questions so far?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes, go ahead.
So I want to ask, why are you removing them from the big table? Why not create like a new table, like a new column in the big table? I don't know if you get my point.
No, I don't.
Like before, we just have this login and part login, then unique ID,
Mm-hmm.
the bigger table where the login was there.
Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I'm
you
that
want to be seeing everything.
yes, but so that we
Okay. I
create
get your question. Let me tell you something. You see these tables we have here, all these tables we have here, they are temporary tables. Whatever we produce here, whatever output we have here, does not affect anything in here. It doesn't change anything in here. In fact, I've been expecting this question right from the beginning. I've been expecting this question, so I'm surprised it's coming even at this time. Assuming you want to do visualization using your output, how do you do it? Of course, SQL, I just heard yesterday that SQL 25 is out. SQL 2025 is out, and it may have some AI features. That's what I'm hearing from the grapevine. It may be able to, I have not tried it, so I don't know. We may be able to use it for visualization. I don't know yet because I haven't tried it. But I hear it's out with a lot more features. But this current version of SQL up to 2022 hasn't got that capability. So what do you do with your output so that you are able to carry out analysis on your results? You will need to export this result, right? Because this here are temporary tables. They are temporary tables. You can create within your database what is called temp tables. It's allowed. But again, they are just temporary. Once you close your system, this would disappear. Do you understand that? So anytime I run a query, the query that was there before goes away. It would only give me the outputs that was there previously would go away. It would only give me the result of what I am running the current query on. The result would only be due to the current query that I have just run, not previous ones. So if I were to, for example, select a number of queries, or let's say I select a number of queries, say I select a number, and I run all of these, then all of these will give me an output, but they will come in very small, tiny lines, which will be difficult to see, which is why I just run it one at a time. Right?
yeah.
Does
So
that answer your question?
yeah, I understand what you're saying, but so how do we use it and why are we now doing it? If because all these things we can do it on Power BI. Do you understand? We can do it on I know of Power BI, but we can do it there. So
Okay.
why do we now have to go through all this on SQL? So when it's not really saving it all, is it that we have not really saved the data sets like the ones we are working with?
No,
So
no, no. Your data sets are saved within the database.
yeah, I mean
The
like
results of your queries
yeah,
are not saved. If
yes.
you want the results of your queries, you would need to export the results. So if I select this one, for example, I can export it. I can save as, save with, copy with headers, and save it as a CSV file. And then I can now transfer that into a visualization tool like Power BI, like Tableau.
Godwin, what do you mean by save it as CSV file?
Okay, how did we load these? How did we load these?
Like what you mean, save it in my folder or something?
Yeah. How
Okay.
did we load these? These were CSV files, right?
Yes, yes. I downloaded them and then loaded them.
Downloaded them as CSV files, and then you loaded them into SSMS. So
Yeah.
in much the same way, if you want to save them and use them somewhere else, you would need to save your output as CSV file or Excel if you choose to.
Okay.
But like I told you, it's more difficult to deal with Excel than CSV, especially when you are loading into SSMS. If there is time, we will do that. But there's really no point if you can save as CSV and just straight away get it into your SSMS or your management studio using a CSV, right?
Also,
So
Godwin,
yeah.
All the query, SQL query we are writing, there is no, we can't save it in this what do you call it? SSMS. We can't save it there, isn't it?
You can save. You can save all of these.
Where?
You can save these queries.
Yeah, where?
If you want to close this now, it will ask you if you want to save. Save query. It would ask you save all.
Okay.
You understand? You can save. You can save these queries. You can save these queries. I think if you save, it comes. Let me see if I can show you. There have been a few. I don't normally save mine, but there have been a few times when I have just automatically saved. Let me see if I can show you a few.
So, when you save it, where does it go? Does it saves in your SSMS, yeah, or it saves in your own computer PC?
Yeah. Wait, let me see where I can find one. It saves somewhere. It saves in documents, I think. Oh, I've seen this several times, too many times to not.
Okay, so when you ask it to save, it asks you where do you want to save it. Then
Exactly.
you now choose where you want to save it.
You choose where you want to save it.
Okay. I thought it automatically saves on your.
If you don't choose where you would save it, then I don't choose where I'll save it normally. So it automatically saves somewhere. That's why I can't.
Yeah, because if I save it myself, I'll give it heading that will help me
Exactly.
remember. Exactly.
Yes, you're right. You're right with that. Yeah, this is where it saves. All these ones are saved ones that I didn't have to.
Under your documents, yeah?
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything. I just saved them.
You just save it and it goes right there.
Yeah. Yeah. But I don't normally save them because unless maybe it saves automatically and then it saves like this. But normally I don't save them.
Godwin?
The queries would save, but the outputs do not save.
You have to copy and save the output yourself.
You have to copy and save the outputs.
Yeah, because when we do a PowerPoint, Juliet is always hampering on it. When we execute a query, we will need to show the result of the execution, blah, 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 and all that. So I always wonder because each time we do our query, we just, do our query, execute, do another one. Those things we don't normally save. It's only those notes you give us we normally use to show what we're doing.
Okay, so if you are going to do a presentation,
yeah,
then obviously the people in the presentation want to see the results. You can't just show them query that they don't understand. Assume they don't understand. You can't just be showing people query, query, query. They want to see the result of the query. Which is why she's been asking you those questions.
okay.
You understand that?
Yeah, I understand.
So you can just click here, click in this space here, then right click, copy with headers,
Yeah.
and save, or you can save result as. But I would prefer copy with. If you save results as, most times it doesn't save the header.
Yeah.
You get it? So I want to save with the headers. So I'll copy with the header and then paste it into an Excel sheet and save it as a CSV file. But you can save directly, you clicking on save as, but that would not save the headers.
Yeah. Godwin?
Yep.
I've tried to drop this database, like you said. It says I don't have the authority or something. Is it that it's no longer there? Is an unknown type, object type, or I don't have permission?
Okay,
and I've refreshed, I've shut down,
let's take this off this call.
because I need to take it off. It's affecting my query.
Okay, we'll take this off this call, okay?
Okay.
Right, so we've done learn. So let's go back. This is quite a good example for substring actually. So if we want to do the learn function here, we want to do the learn function for this, we can also do the learn function. Let's put all together here, len, which is length. Length of what? We're looking for the length of login ID. Length of ID. The length of ID. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? We would use this len. We would use this len when we come to what is called char index, which is a very, very important part of substring. This here. Okay, before we go today, let's just quickly finish this one. The third one is the cases, right? You can decide to, there are certain types you want you've done your query, but you want to have your results in a particular case. So you can either choose to change your characters to uppercase or lowercase. You can decide to change to uppercase or lowercase. So you should be able to write simple queries that will do that for you. Okay. So let's, for example, take okay, let me select all. We're still in AdventureWorks. Let me use dim employee. And let's see what we can change there. I think the names would be best to change. Don't you think so? We can change names. And we can write simple queries that would change this. Who can think of a query? Given what we know, let's select first name. First name. Change all the first name characters. We want to change everything to uppercase. That's what we have. Last name. Let's change all the last name to lower. All we do is change this to lower. And what do we declare here? Last name. As it is within the database. Can we do these together? Yes, we can. Okay. Any questions so far? Any questions so far? Grace, any more questions? Ursula? All right. If there are no questions, let's call it a day.
Godwin,
Yep.
please, could you send us the notes, yeah? So we can use to practice.
Definitely, I'll send you the notes. Definitely. That one is consist. It's definite.
Yes, are you going to help me to look at this thing? The
Yeah,
database I want to drop, yeah?
I'll look at it. I'll look at it now.
Okay.
So you can stay on the call. I'll look at it. I would also send you another data set with the
Godwin, sorry,
Yeah.
is it possible for you to join the DAs only? Because sometimes the messages get lost in the main group.
So is there a DA group for
Yes.
this? Is there a DA only group?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
I'll send you the link, please, so that
You know, there is another one. There's official one Juliet created.
the official one, that's what I'm talking about.
No, we have our own. There's another one Juliet created.
Let me
Yes,
see.
the one Juliet created is the one I'm talking about.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I'll
Is it-
send him the
Is
link
it
so that
September?
sorry?
Is this one? DA September 2025?
Yes.
Is it this one?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
You're there.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, please, can you be sending us the links because it gets lost in the main group because of so many messages.
Okay, cool. I'll do that.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Godwin. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Oga Chris. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you, Godwin. God bless
I'll
you.
stop recording now, Godwin. Is that okay?
Yes, stop recording. Yeah.
All right.